So clearly I've taken this case on a bit of an adventure. Welcome to my review of the Benks iPhone 16 Pro Golden Tide case. Now I've had this for a while now and I've featured it in a few of my more recent videos. But I thought a special case deserved a special video. So I took it with me to San Francisco to the Golden Gate Bridge, which is a perfect match for this phone, and then into the wilderness of Yosemite National Park to test it all out. Now as usual, I'm going to start this review by talking about the looks. Unlike other cases I've reviewed from Benks, this one seems exclusive to the iPhone. They're all made of proper DuPont licensed Kevlar, which is a premium material offering durability and lightweight, two qualities that are ideal for phone cases. The color and design is what makes this phone case stand out. Kevlar cases first started to come out in black, and recently I've been seeing more and more color added to these cases. The Golden Tide kinda takes this to the extreme, with the whole case being various shades of red and gold. It also has a matching pop stand, which I have reviewed before and which I really like as it adds versatility to the phone, enabling you to prop it up all over the place. But I'll get back to that later. First of all, let's have a look at the case itself in more detail. As I said before, the whole thing is various shades of red and gold. The only accent in this case is a black camera ring, which I think is plastic. I should mention that the images on the Benks website now show a golden camera ring. I reached out to Benks about this and they told me due to customer feedback, the Golden Tide case now comes with a metallic camera ring instead of the black one. So I guess I was really lucky to be sent an early case in black. I'm not sure how the golden camera ring would have looked with my black iPhone. However, I think it's a good decision as I think the case really goes well with the Desert Titanium phone, as I'll demonstrate later on. I think the black camera ring work well with both the black iPhone and the Golden Tide iPhone, by the way. Let me know in your comments if you prefer the black or golden camera protector. This whole case looks and feels as premium as you can get. The weave is visible and you can also feel individual fibers, so the case has a texture to it similar to a potato sack. It's not extreme, but it will help a lot with the grip. My old Montage one, by contrast, have smoother finishes. Another result of the rough finish is that the case has a 3D effect, which is best seen in bright light, with each of the woven fibers reflecting the light differently. It really is a spectacular sight. As you expect from thin Kevlar cases, all of the buttons are exposed through cutouts in the sides of the case. As usual, the cutouts are smooth and uniform. I also like the way that the sides of the cutouts slope like this. It makes the case look a lot better and is more comfortable to use as well. I think Benks is the only case maker who makes the cutouts like this. On this case, there are no stress relief cutouts at the top, only at the bottom, and this makes for a firmer fit. The older style iPhone 15 Kevlar case had cutouts on the top and the bottom. Initially, I was a bit skeptical that it was a bit too tight, but over time I've learned how to take the case on and off easily. The inside is a nice contrasting black, but the first thing you see is again no microfiber lining. This is common throughout the Benks lineup and I've become okay with this, especially on ultra thin cases like this one. In fact, no manufacturer of ultra thin cases like this has any kind of liner on the inside. This used to be an issue back in the day, but nowadays the phone finishes tend to be very durable and I haven't had an issue with dust causing scratching on the phone for years. Now, although there's no microfiber lining, thankfully the inside of the case is soft and shouldn't damage the phone. The case grips the phone solidly and it won't come away. There's no give at all on the top, bottom and side lips. In fact, when I first got this case, I was concerned it might be too tight. It was much tighter than the case I've had in the past on my iPhone 15 Pro. Now, a tight case has the advantage in that if you drop the phone, it's less likely to come off. However, as I tend to change up my case very often these days, I would prefer if it was a little bit slacker. It's not as hard to take off as, say, the Beats case I reviewed before, but it takes some pulling and I was afraid of breaking the case initially. I've since discovered that the case is actually really strong. So now I just yank it off without too much consideration really. I know it won't break. I was pleasantly surprised by the accuracy of the cutouts on this case. All of the holes line up perfectly and the cutout edges are nicely rounded so they don't feel sharp on your fingers. This is one of the grippiest Kevlar cases I have tried because, as I mentioned before, the Kevlar weave is coarse and you can feel the individual fibers. The phone feels very secure in hand and I've never felt worried about dropping it, except for this one time when I was about 1,000 meters up the top of a cliff and I was gripping that thing like crazy. This case does not have any buttons at all. Because it's a minimal case, there are cutouts and the buttons are your own phone buttons. I sometimes get asked how my buttons are after using this kind of case for some time, and the answer is the buttons and the areas around the buttons are completely fine. I don't need to do a click test for you because they're just the usual phone buttons. The one thing new to talk about is the camera button, and of course this button too has a cutout. Of course, this means that the button works just as well as if there was no case on, and that is really badly. There is one benefit to having this case. in that it helps you tell by touch where the camera control button is, so you press it by accident a lot less. This case has a matte finish, so it stays kinda clean, except if you have extremely greasy fingers, in which case you will end up with shiny marks on the case. The case can easily pick up oils from your face and become shiny. Thankfully, this all just rubs off with any cloth, or in this case, whatever t-shirt you happen to be wearing. In my opinion, these thin Kevlar cases give as much protection as most people are going to need day to day. It stops your fragile back glass coming into contact with the ground, and it stops your titanium rails from getting dinged and scratched. The inside doesn't have any special ribbing or shock absorbing structure, but this is typical for a Kevlar case. Kevlar is very strong, and personally I think this will protect your phone from most usual drops. New for this case is the slightly raised corners, which give a little more protection to the front screen without making all of the rim raised. But it's only a really small amount. If you have a screen protector on, like I do now, the screen protector is essentially flush with the case. This results in a nice feeling phone, but I think if you drop this phone onto the screen in this case, you're going to need a new screen protector. Better than needing a new screen, right? I don't have the video of the case without a screen protector, but it will be similar to my iPhone 15 Pro with a similar Kevlar case. You can see a review of this montage case using the link in the description. The camera protector is made of black plastic and is in the traditional Benks style, which I like a lot. Because it's plastic, it doesn't feel as premium as some of the other cases, but it will hide scratches better. There's a little bit of Benks branding subtly engraved into the plastic, and that's the only branding you will see on the exterior of the case. There is a lot of protection for the cameras. No chance of scratching up your cameras on normal flat surfaces. The Benks camera protector is my favorite on any phone case because it makes the phone wobble free due to its extended width. As expected, this case has MagSafe magnets, which is amazing considering how thin it is. This allows you to keep using all of your MagSafe accessories as usual. Here it is on my Anker MagSafe charger, which I use every night and also travel with. To me, the strength is just right, making sure it stays on, but not so strong that you have to hold down the charger with one hand to get it off. Just for this case, you can get a matching pop stand, which I have a whole dedicated review of, linked below in the description. This pop stand is a perfect match for the case, and the case looks amazing with it on. The pop stand is not Kevlar and is a bit more shiny than the Kevlar of the case, but with a case this colorful, it really isn't noticeable. The black ring of the pop stand matches the black ring on the camera, which was something you're not going to get if you bought this case with the golden ring. That and the black of my titanium iPhone makes this a stunning combination. Speaking of which, this case goes just as well or even better with a desert titanium iPhone 16. This is how it looks. This looks so good, I was tempted just to return my black iPhone and keep Lena's desert iPhone, but fortunately I got over that real quick. I just need to get a black case for this iPhone now. This case is a stunner with a bright red and orange Kevlar and is bound to stand out. In fact, several people have already come over in public to ask me where I got this case from. Kevlar cases are perfect and in my opinion, offering the best balance of protection while maintaining the intended size and form factor of the phones. Buttons, including this pretty useless camera button, are always going to be as good as it can be because you're using the phone's actual button. So would the Golden Tide be my main for the iPhone 16 Pro? Well, as much as I like it, I still think that I prefer black on black. So I'll be sticking with the black silicone iPhone 16 Pro case for the time being. So thanks for watching. If you enjoy the content and want to see more of it, the best way you can help me out is actually by liking and subscribing. It really does help. Remember, this video is not sponsored at all. So if you buy this case or anything from Benks using my link and discount code below, I don't get anything from it at all. Benks actually have some Black Friday sales going on right now. So if you buy this case or any case, they are including the screen protector free of charge. It's a screen protector I have on the phone now, and I've also done a review of this on my channel. You can find a link to that below as well. You can still use my discount code VINES15, you'll get 15% off, plus the free screen protector if you buy something off the Black Friday sale. And because it doesn't affect me at all, my reviews are going to continue to be completely unbiased. Lastly, check out www.vinegeography.com. I've got a couple prints on sale there, you might like one. So until next time, click one of these videos up here. YouTube thinks it's something you will want to watch. And until next time, bye for now.